Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tom LaSalle, and I'd like to welcome all of you to this forum on behalf of Forest City. I want to thank the city for setting this up. I think it's not common to have this kind of forum. This is a tremendous opportunity for you to participate. I don't know how many of you, this is the first time you've ever been at something like this. 3.5 hours from now, you may not think it was such a good idea. You know, there's a lot of discussion about whether it's better to be first, middle, or last when you make a presentation. We'll find out what you think at the end. My experience in casinos and my company, I formed the company in 1975. We started in the hotel casino business in the late 80s. We have developed in 8 different states. It's a number of different, we've done casinos, racinos, quite a few hotels with those. So we have tremendous experience in development, and that's our role on this team, is to be the casino developer. Now you have 3 proposals before you tonight, and all 3 are, fortunately for you, from very capable and good casino developers and operators. So what we want to talk to you tonight about is what we think differentiates our proposal from the others, and that's the site. We have an opportunity on this site to do something more that I think would be great for the city. How we got into this is we actually came to Rockford looking for a site to build residential, commercial, and retail. When we learned of the casino opportunity, we realized that the site we had afforded a great opportunity for that. And it gave us an opportunity to do something that goes beyond just a casino, to create an environment that is family entertainment combined with adult entertainment. And what you'll see tonight is how we're able to separate those on the same site so that you can bring a family, have your children in a safe environment away from a casino while you enjoy being in a casino and they're in a supervised environment. It also works very nicely with Sports Score, which is our neighbor, and brings in a lot of people, and this will keep the people in the area longer, keep them from going home, and bring more dollars in. Because of the multiple uses that we can put on this site, we're able to generate more jobs and a higher tax base. Fortunately, the site has great access from the highway. We're able to develop good circulation because of the size of the site, ample parking, easy in and out, and we are near and able to connect to sewer and water, taking advantage of infrastructure that's already in place. If we could go to the next slide, please. What we're talking about then is, of course, a hotel casino. In addition to the hotel and casino, specifically the hotel is a casino hotel for that. Adjacent to it, you'll see a place for the kids in between, is a hotel water park. Forest City will be doing the casino. LAS Holdings is prepared to develop a hotel and water park. With the golf venue, we have Lux Golf Bays. Some of you may be familiar with those. They're the big stands, big nets. It's a party if you've ever been to one. Golf is secondary. We are looking at other entertainment opportunities on site. The Kids Zone and some of you have been to casinos, may have seen Kids Quest. We've put those in other casinos. It would be a concept similar to that. We are still interested in developing multifamily, retail, mixed use, and senior housing on the site. We'll talk a little later about what that does economically for Rockford. Now, the project team, we have with us tonight, Henry Leong is the manager. Henry will talk to you briefly. He'll talk to you about those benefits. We have MJM Investments, Michael J. Malik, who was not able to be with us. Next, we have the casino manager, Merit Management Group, Joseph Canfora and Barry Edmondson. And with us tonight is their operations consultant, John Shigley, and John will talk about how we will operate the hotel, what kind of job opportunities they are, and what we'll do to train people and encourage them to enter into the gaming business, which is an excellent employment opportunity. Next we have, that's me. We already talked about me. I always go back to that, though. The casino liaison, we have Bell Business Consultant, Victory and Carol Bell. Carol will speak to you a little bit about our plans for how we can work on that. We have a food and beverage manager, Mario Lucia. The general contractor, Cardrolli Construction. Joe Cardrolli Jr. will be the person overseeing this personally. And then local legal counsel, we have Hinshaw and Culberson, Tom Lester. So that's our team. We feel it's an excellent team. The fact that we got in here late and were able to respond to this is evidence of our depth of our team. The reason for that depth and being able to do this is collectively we've done over 60 casino projects, over 26,000 hotel rooms, and over 15 entertainment venues. We can deliver, folks. Now I'd like to invite Darren Lazan, our master developer, up, and he's going to take you through the site and show you some specifics of what I was just talking about. Darren?
Good evening. Pleasure to be with you tonight. My name, as Tom said, is Darren Lazan. I'm with Landform Development Partners, and we are the development managers. We represent Forest City Partners. So just a little bit of clarification before we get into that. Forest City Partners is the master developer of the 136-acre parcel of land that will be the entertainment complex. On that parcel of land, you saw the graphic Tom had earlier, there are right now 6 to 8 different components being plugged into that project, and the casino is one of those, and we're going to go through a little bit more on the rest and back again on the casino as well. But I also first want to thank staff and their excellent team of consultants. We've been working with them for I've been working with them for roughly a month or so, not only on the RFP side, but on the entitlement side, working with your planning staff and city leadership. It's been really a tremendous experience. You have a great group of people working for you and on your behalf, really excellent quality people. I've also had the opportunity to get to work a ton with this casino management and development team. And that previous slide was just staggering when we put it together. 60 casinos, 60 casinos on this project team, 26,000 hotel rooms, 26,000 hotel rooms and entertainment complexes. Just a great group of people. They make themselves available all day, all night, whenever we need them to chime in and help respond to this RFP. This team is phenomenal, and I thank them for being part of our project. Joe Canfora, as Tom said, couldn't be here tonight. His daughter got married Saturday, so we gave him a pass. But otherwise, John Shigley's here, more than capable of filling in on the operations side, so we're glad to have him. Landform Development Partners is a 25-year design and development firm, experienced nationwide. Again, our role is to act as a master developer. What does that mean? So we currently control the property, the 136-acre parcel we'll talk about in a minute. It'll be our job to assemble all the approvals necessary for the annexation into the community, for the land use and zoning that'll take place to make this a developable parcel. And then we'll bring in the infrastructure, the streets, sewer, water, storm, small utilities, electric, gas, and so forth to make these buildable pads. And then under that umbrella, you'll see a number of projects start to develop and move forward. The casino is one. We're going to talk about a few others. But our job from the beginning with this very excellent team was to pull together the best possible mix of uses that were synergistic, not only within themselves to make each of those components stronger, but also with the community. And I think we'll walk through a little bit of that, how that works as we get started. So with that, this is the site. It's made up of 2 parcels, as was on the previous slide. It's 136 acres. It's immediately south of Mercy Hospital. That is not shown on this aerial yet, but it's on the other aerials once we get started. Next. So this is our overall context map. So as you can see, the project sits just south of the hospital, off of Riverside exit, and then south of Springbrook and down to Spring Creek Road along I-90. It's particularly important, this positioning this site, because it has great access from the north, but it also provides a tremendous amount of stacking for our traffic. So we can move when we have events or just generally peak hours within the site. We're not immediately adjacent to the exit, so we're not going to provide that rush of the intersection that quite often closes those down and causes problems. So we have ample room, ample access. Folks, locals that know the area can probably exit to the south and distribute throughout the community, and then folks that come and go off the highway have ready access as well. It's also immediately adjacent to the sports score, which we think is a phenomenal facility. We think that we add tremendously to the success of that facility, and we enjoy doing so. I think I've heard the number 3 million trips a year to that facility. It's seen some tremendous growth. We wholeheartedly endorse and support that synergistic relationship. We hope to provide the lodging, the entertainment, the trips, and other items to make that a more successful facility as well. So this is, pardon, I'll grab the. So this is our current schematic site plan that we've been working on in response to the RFP, and I'll just walk through a couple components on this. It starts with the realignment. We connect to the existing roundabout that's adjacent to the hospital up here, and it realigns Lyford through to its connection down here, and then where it can continue south. That'll be a major spine for our projects with the uses on each side or accessible to that spine to the north or to the south. Starting in this corner, this is the hotel and water park located in this position. This is a 40,000 square foot indoor, 10,000 square foot outdoor facility with its own 250 room Wyndham Hotel. It is connected securely through this middle connector link, which is the kid zone. So it'll be secure from the second hotel, which is the casino hotel on this side, and the casino itself. So they're connected for parents and so forth to have secure access through that area, but they're separated to provide safety to the kids and keep those uses somewhat isolated. Today we show ample surface parking, but part of our future expansion and densification, we show the ability to add structured parking on this site, which would enable redevelopment, most likely of this portion of the project on the south. We also have a fair amount of expansion space on the north side for increased gaming or increased event venue. Tons of space on this site, great opportunity for continued expansion through the years. We show our temporary casino on that expansion space in this option. We are also exploring an off-site option that could open earlier as well. So we have the ability to do either on-site or off-site with our temporary casino facility. North of the casino site is our recreation area. We're proposing on-site camping, RV, an outdoor amphitheater in the northern section here, with some RV and bus parking here to keep those away from the main drop-off areas. But that's another amenity supporting the community, supporting sports core, supporting the casino visits, and so forth. And we have a component in this corner, which this may be recognizable. This is that Lux Golf facility. If you're familiar with those, we have some more information coming up shortly. We'll give you a little better detail, but they're amazing. Great fun. Pleasure to take the family, take kids learning to golf, everything to those. Those are phenomenal. And we have another component here we're working to finalize right now. This is kind of an indoor-outdoor entertainment gaming venue, not gambling gaming, but pickleball, shuffleboard, outdoor bags, indoor sports as well when the weather's inclement. So it's a restaurant and so forth. So it's a great opportunity to take the family. Again, if you're here for tournaments, take the family to this gaming facility here and have a great night. On the opposite side of Lyford, we really have some flex space. They're placeholders now, some are more solidified, but it's a tremendous amount of expansion area and continued development and growth. This component is our senior living in the yellow square on this corner. This is our additional multifamily mixed use, which would be retail and apartment mixed use projects. We have opportunity for freestanding restaurants or retail, and then future either, we call this flex, it's really unnamed right now, could be additional housing if that was necessary, could be additional entertainment venues. Really it's about 15 acres, I believe, 16 acres of future development opportunity on this site. So that is our current conceptual site plan. Those are the uses as they lay out, and now we can talk a little bit about each of those uses. So in order of probably the ones that are most firmed up and most committed at this point, this is the Wyndham Hotel and Water Park component. As I mentioned, it's a combination, 50,000 indoor-outdoor. Also has amusement games, party rooms, and it will have a connection to the kid zone for daycare and drop-in childcare as well. This is the entity that's committed to this site has a agreement with Wyndham in place for 10 sites. This is their third site. They're very excited to be here and certainly very excited to have the entertainment component of this project included in our RFP. Some more images of the different casino or the different water park and hotel components. This is the indoor, outdoor. This is the Wyndham piece. Ours would stack up a little bit differently. This is one of the ones that are currently under construction, I believe. Next. And this is the other committed user. This is Lux Golf Bays. They've expressed tremendous excitement at being part of our casino RFP. They've lent their marketing material and information to this project, and as soon as, if we're fortunate enough to be selected and certified to go forward, we're anxious to get started with final design with Lux Golf Suites. Again, if you're not familiar with Lux or some of their competitors, there are a number in the space. We've had conversations with 2 to be in this position, but with the casino coming in, I think we're very fortunate to have this ability to work Lux onto the project. It's typically a full-service restaurant, which is attached to the facility, so even if you're not golfing, you can be out here enjoying this space with your family. If you are golfing or waiting to golf, you can come in and enjoy the space as well. Next. It has a reception area that the guests are greeted, checked in, assigned your bays, and then you move through into the bay. This again circling back is that restaurant component of the Lux facility. And then these are the golf bays, which are a ton of fun. They're generally a combination of tabletop and more casual space with the golf bays right here on the edge. So you're there for a chunk of time, however much you book. You can have cocktail service, food service, and golfing all going on at the same time while you're on the line with your friends and family and so forth. So it's a tremendous facility. We're excited to have Lux as a partner, and I think, Shell, if you want to hit one and one more time. Lux Golf Bays. So final user committed and essentially under contract on this project is New Perspective Senior Living. As Tom mentioned, this is one of the original tenants that were looking at the property. They are a 150-bed continuum care provider, great architecture, great operators. Pleasure to have them on the team. I think they're a great fit on the project as well. So we look forward to working with them on the site. Last, we just have kind of the miscellaneous pieces. We talked a little bit about the indoor-outdoor entertainment venue, shuffleboard, pickleball, table games, food and drink, music. Mr. Leone has an interest in an esports facility, so we're currently looking at one of those pad sites or one of those smaller sites for electronic sports. Apparently growing tremendously. I know my kids would love to have an esports facilities, and I would probably enjoy it to get them out of my house every now and then too. Again, additional multifamily partners are great adds to this. It creates livelihood at night, creates business for the property at night, so we'll continue to look for more multifamily housing partners as well as freestanding restaurants, and again, the camping, RV, and the amphitheater component as well. So with that, I want to pass the microphone over to John Shigley. John has been tremendous to work with. He's been a great part of our RFP team. Carol Bell is going to join him here. We've spent a ton of time working through kind of the community commitments and the community components of this RFP. So John and Carol, you are up.
Thanks, Darren, and thank you everyone for coming tonight. I'm John Shigley. This is Carol Bell, our community liaison. A little bit about me. I have over 30 years in the casino business, or as we like to say, the resort business, destination resort business. I've been in all aspects of management of various resorts. I spent the first half of my career with Caesars, including I ran Caesars Palace, and I worked on the Celine Dion deal back in those days, a long time ago. I moved over to MGM, spent 17 years with MGM, including I managed the MGM Grand Las Vegas, which is about an 8,000 room complex, includes probably most of the boxing you saw in the last 20 years was held at MGM Grand, as well as a lot of the UFC fights, and we also hosted all the major concerts in those days. The last 8 years I spent in Vietnam. I developed 2 casinos there. Probably the one that's most comparable to this was we did a 450 room casino, hotel, rather 450 room hotel with casino including slots and table games. And in that market in Vietnam, if you can imagine, I was kind of dropped in there. I found a Vietnamese lady to run human resources, and we went on to build a team of 1,800 locals who we trained in the various jobs in the casino and the hotel, and with about 100 expats in some of the management roles. So that's a pretty comparable project to what we're talking about here. And then I went on to China, where we managed an MGM existing hotel in China, and we designed and built and opened a couple years ago another 1,400 room hotel with about 400 table games in another part of the same part of China called Macau. You may have heard of it. I'm a bit of a local boy. I'm a graduate of Northern Illinois University, just down the road. All right, go Huskies. And I'm still a licensed CPA after all these years. So we're just going to show you some concepts here for the casino. Now, this will all be developed and themed. We'd hope to work with the local residents and come up with an appropriate theme for the casino. We're also working with some local operators here for food and beverage and entertainment concepts. So we hope to tailor this casino very much to the local market here and to appeal to the people who pass through this market. So this is an idea that not only do we have the casino, but adjacent to the casino, we'll have food and beverage and various entertainment options. Spa, of course. So for a minute, I'm going to hand over the podium here to Carol, who's going to tell you about some of our community commitments.
Well, I'm Carol Bell, and I am a retiree who works with Bell Business Consultants. What I'd like for you to know tonight is that the Forest City Casino Group, they are committed to community engagement. As a matter of fact, they have that as their #1 priority. And in working with them, I found out that we have put together a diversity policy and have developed a diversity plan. Our plan is intended to facilitate equal employment opportunities throughout our entire community. With the location of the proposed casino, we know that it is far removed from both downtown area and from the west side, and that could create difficulties for many people especially people who are looking for employment. When we also spoke about employment, we talked about the fact that it's not just jobs. Forest City Casino Group plans to bring to you careers that are very worthwhile. We are committed to making sure that our vendors, our suppliers, our employees are treated equitably, and that everyone will be included. We know that without an inclusive participation with this casino group, that we will not succeed. In order to foster successful inclusion, one of the things that we've established is a diversity committee. Our diversity committee is inclusive of a general manager, director of purchasing, director of human services, and a director of compliance. Our committee will ensure that there is compliance. They will meet on a regular basis. They also will make sure that all of our plans for transportation, which we also recognize could be a drawback for some, and therefore we are prepared to provide shuttle transportation for employees to ensure that they can take advantage of the various opportunities. Our commitment to the City of Rockford is understandably encompasses the entire city. Without the support of the entire city, we know that we will not be successful. It is the intent of Forest City Casino Group to make sure that we leave no one behind. We want to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to participate with the Forest City Casino Group. We want to showcase Rockford as a whole, not just as a part. So part of our duties would be to ensure that we have employee transportation, employee benefits, full benefits for those who are employed full-time, hiring and recruiting practices second to none.
Next slide, please. So just a reminder of the scope of this project. Everybody's going to have a casino, we know that. But this project will have a 150-room casino hotel, a 250-room Wyndham hotel, 150-bed senior living facility, and a 50,000 square foot indoor-outdoor water park, the golf bays, and more. So what does this mean as far as human resource implications? So the casino will create over 1,000, the casino and hotel will create over 1,000 entry-level jobs, all of which can be hired and trained from the local workforce. Further, there will be plenty of supervisor jobs that we can also hire and train from the local workforce. And again, I did this in Vietnam, so I know how to do it and I know it can be done. Once we get people on board, next slide please, we'll be able to implement programs to help these people with their careers so that we can get them from entry-level employees to supervisors, from supervisors to managers, and eventually from managers to executives and directors. So these are good paying jobs. These are many of the jobs include tips as a significant part of their income. They include a good basic wage well above minimum wage, and we will provide opportunities for advancement for these people. So some of the sample careers that come out of this are, of course, in the service industry, and there's, of course, the basic casino jobs. There's the hotel jobs of front desk and housekeeping, but also sales. There's technician jobs across facilities management, and the bigger facility is, the more engineers and technicians you need. There's a significant information technology infrastructure that goes into a complex this size and will create plenty of opportunities, including entry-level opportunities and opportunities for growth to people who are in the community. And with that, I'm going to hand it back to Carol. Thank you.
Forest City Casino Group recognizes that it is important to bridge any difficulties that we might be confronted with. Therefore, we have focused on bridging the community from east to west. We know that some think just because they're located east of the river that it denies those west of the river. We are committed to making sure that that is not the case. We want to bridge to the west side. We want to make sure that we identify all of the community needs. Again, we want to provide shuttle services for employees. We want to build partnerships with our local restaurants and businesses that are downtown. Quite often when people go to casinos, they don't just want to stay at the casino restaurant and eat or have whatever they want to have just there. So one of the things that we are proposing is that we have a relationship or a partnership with the downtown business community so that we can direct them to your establishments and ensure that you are reaping some of the benefits as well. We plan to make sure that everyone is made aware of what's available in terms of getting into the various careers that we talked about. We plan to use social media, print media, and other available avenues to ensure that the entire community is included in this project. We know that in order to be successful, we need the partnership and collaboration of all of the city of Rockford. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol, and thank you all for your attention. Now I'd like to bring up representing our ownership group, Henry Leong. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good evening. Thanks for having us, the City of Rockford. Just a couple words on myself and my company. My name is Henry Leong, and I'm the President and CEO of Viet Capital Corp. I'm a refugee from Vietnam. Happened to be, coincidentally, when John was in Vietnam, I got a chance to work with him as well. My father's a U.S. Army lieutenant, and we were fortunate enough to escape out of the country and came over to the U.S. 40 years ago. So you can sort of say it was East meets West. Spent 10 years at Morgan Stanley. I graduated from University of California, Berkeley, as an investment banker. And the last 22 years with Viet Capital Corp. So you can say this is not my first barbecue. We have done a few. So you can be assured you can have some ease. Just as far as economic impact, next slide. Just give you a little overall. I know it's a lot of information to digest, and usually I can only remember three things. Usually people would ask me, investor, Henry, how much do you need? That's number one. Number two, when can I get my money back? And last but not least, very important, will I get more than X? So usually they like to get back more than what they put into. So we try to provide that. But as a whole, this is not just a casino complex, but it truly is an entertainment resort. And the city deserves it because we only can do this with a larger piece of parcel. And I felt like anybody could open a casino hotel, but to add the other component, to really put your heart at it and bring the family out at the end of the day. We're here for a short amount of time. We want to make sure that the entire family can pass on to the next generation and the generation after that. So, certainly the percentage would be quite large, and we can only do one thing at a time, but it will be done. Next slide. So pictures speak 1,000 words. I mean, real estate, real estate, real estate. We have about 10 times and 5 times larger than our potential competitors here. So what it means is that we'll have a lot more availability in terms of activity on the site, as well as more jobs and tax dollars, for the community. Next. So using casino chips as an example, I mean, jobs certainly when you have more hotel room, 250 more plus a water park, and as Darren mentioned earlier, this is our third hotel with Wyndham, and I signed up for 10 of them to be built in the next 5 years. So I'm committed to them for the long haul. We definitely want to get that happen. And then in terms of tax dollars, when you have real estate taxes, besides the gaming tax, the hotel tax, the residential, the seniors, assisted living facility that we have on board is definitely is a complete package. And I want to make sure that we're here for the long haul and make sure that we can do all of that we promised. So I want to thank you for your time. Here I'm going to bring on Tom to wrap up the presentations, and then we can take it from there. But thank you so much. Really appreciate your time.
Well, I want to thank you all for your attention and just remind you of a few things since you got a couple hours to think about them. This is a team, even though we've come to the game new, we have tremendous depth of experience. To remind you, we've done 60 casinos, 26,000 hotel rooms. We have national and international experience. There's no doubt we can deliver the hotel and the other activities we talked about, as well as the jobs, and we have a proven track record in training people to do those jobs. These are higher paying jobs. They are more than entry-level jobs, and there's a tremendous opportunity to work your way up. So I think this would be huge for the community. We have, because we have over 5 times the development acreage, we generate 2 times the property tax revenues. The $18 million is what we've estimated. We have over 2 times the jobs. We have 2,000 construction jobs and 2,000 permanent jobs. And that doesn't look at the economic development. People take those jobs and multiply them by 5, whatever multiplier, to talk about the other jobs it creates in the community. That's true for everyone, and we'll have more jobs. Consequently, the multiplier results in even more. We're able to leverage the existing roads and facilities, utilities and whatnot are in there, and we create a unique thing for the city. We have this huge entertainment district, if you will. It's family-oriented, protecting the family, yet giving the opportunities for adult entertainment and giving everyone a place to go and things to do. It's going to bring more people into the area, and as well as it's going to keep people who are otherwise coming and give them more to do. Most importantly, we think Forest Casino is very much dedicated to the success of this project, and we believe our success is your success. So thank you again for letting us make this presentation. We appreciate your participation and look forward to working with you. And we finished early.